Right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 405? Is that right?
Yeah.
405 of Tenno Clock. I am MDRLOz, and this is the person who is always here, for some reason, Xeno.
What do you mean for some reason? Where else would I be?
Why are we here? Just to suffer.
Well, what do you mean? What do you mean suffer? Jeez. Make it as if this is, like, not enjoyable to do at all.
No, but it's just like Oedipus? A rock up a hill?
No, isn't that Prometheus? That was like one of the things.
Prometheus has his a bird
no, but
eating his liver.
No, but I think he also had the. No, I'm pretty sure it was what's it called? Zeus gave him like loads of really nasty things to do.
Wait, no, Oedipus is Oedipus complex. No, I don't know. I'm gonna have to find this. Put Greek pushing rock uphill.
Rock.
It's
Prometheus. Sisyphus.
Sisyphus. I know there's a us in it.
Sisyphus. Yeah, Sisyphus. He was punished for cheating death twice by being forced to roll an immense boulder up a hill, only for it to roll down every time it neared the top.
That's a shame. If he did it a third time, he got a set of steak knives.
No. What you mean? Escaping death.
If he escaped death three times without getting caught, he would have got some steak knives. Right, we're here for 10 o'clock and talking about some Warframe stuff. So, what do we? Oh, we've got no guest this week because
no,
it's
just our break week.
Yeah. So emblems, I guess. Yeah.
Good job. I don't know. I like mine because it has the Italian flag, the
it's a cool little fox,
and the cool little fox.
Cool fox.
Is it? Shoot, what's it called? The
laurel.
Thank you. Yes, the laurel.
Yeah.
That was So I really like that one. Though I do like yours a lot. Cool little fox.
Cool fox. Oh yeah, it's a fox, man. Yeah, I went for a lol one because you and me. There we go. Yeah, let's give it to you. There we go. Cool little fox. Sweet.
Cool little fox.
Thumbs off.
So,
you want to go? Yep.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so if you wish to win 75 Platinum for your platform of choice, go into the description below where you'll find this week's polls, asking all the questions that we will ask for, on the Google Doc and everything. When you fill that in, you'll see this week's emblems. Just pick an emblem. Have fun. It's all good. And in 1 week, in 1 week's time, we will choose a winner from this week and last week, and the winner will win 75 platinum, and the details will be sent on to DE, and the platinum will be directly deposited into your account. I think there is a message for hey ho, you won. I'm pretty sure people have actually shown me that, and yeah, you got to make sure that your in-game alias is correct, because if it's wrong and DE say, oh yeah, this one's wrong, do you want to submit another one? I'm like, no, they should have got their name right. They know how to spell it. Yeah,
just
gone. It's gone for it's actually really difficult to resubmit. And so you got to choose your platform, put your in-game alias correct, and consoles. If you're on a console, you got a really high chance of winning platinum. Sorry, Tucker wins. And yeah. Right. Shall we move on to Dojo Dusting? I don't know if there's anything else. No.
Dojo Dusting.
Right.
We need a visual thing. Have like a Dojo Dusting.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking of actually having like transitions and things, getting rid of the stale old borders that we have right now. So the actual Dojo Dusting for this week is a few days ago we released the first ever Kampai cast, an anime-based podcast between myself, Loz, and Nazeth. It's going to be coming out weekly. The first episode was based on our thoughts and feels for the shows that we had watched we are watching during summer 2021. So this is the 6th episode mark. Our thoughts and feels. Yeah, there's a link in the description if you want to go check it out. But one thing that we have managed to do with the show is, we've given everyone control of the thing. We've got there's a lot of automation, and one of the cool things is the ability to automatically take timestamps. So no more of this. Oh no, Loz has to buy me time. So hopefully we'll actually bring this into 10 o'clock relatively soon. Once we've nailed it for Campicast, we'll bring it into 10 o'clock and improve 10 o'clock.
Fair enough.
Cool. I can't think of any other dojo dusting at the moment.
Whoa.
Oh, one thing, I think I'm going to make September a bit light on guests.
Okay.
Only because September's often a very busy month for me with everyone's birthdays. And, so I think September we're going to have just between Loz and I. Then we'll go back to guests for like October.
Oh, cool. Well, hopefully it should be the end of this month with D doing some dev streams. So maybe we'll have some stuff. They'll start releasing some cool footage and things, and we'll have stuff to talk about.
Yep. Cool. So that's it for the dojo dusting. Should we now go on to the war report?
The war report. Well, what's happening in Warframe this week? There's not much happening at the moment. The only thing I could say, I think that'll be gone by Monday when this comes out. The only thing I can say that I've found is that the Verve domestic drone and color picker is now available as part of the Twitch Prime package thing. So if you want a cool, unique domestic drone and a special color picker just from that, sign up to Twitch Prime, link your Warframe account, and it'll get delivered straight to your account. Yeah. Everyone else, just make sure you claim it.
Yeah.
That's about it. I mean, it's a bit all quiet on the Tenno front, I'm afraid.
Yeah. I imagine they're working really hard to get the new war done, and they're probably quiet until the next dev stream, which, fingers crossed, will be this week. Ooh. But we don't. Well, I mean, it's the last Friday of the month.
I know. Yeah. I mean, if it gets pushed into the following month, I mean, I think at this point, even if they don't really want to show anything, it would be nice just to see them again and them to chat and explain, because it's been so long now since TennoCon, and I really felt that this TennoCon, especially Steve, was gagged from really, normally he likes to stand up and give a little spiel, and we got none of that. So it was even just him sitting there and chatting, and they just re-show and go over all the stuff they've shown in TennoCon. That would be amazing. I remember they also said they were going to redo the TennoCon relays at a later date. They said the next week, and they never did, which is a shame.
Did they?
Yeah, because they didn't work, all the dioramas.
Oh, the diorama. Well, I imagine they want to do it during the dev stream. Maybe. So, yeah, we haven't had the dev stream yet. Okay, cool. Yeah. So, I think that's it for the war report.
Yeah.
Should we move on to the
topics?
Yeah, the topics for the week. Cool. Oh, actually, no. Sorry. Take it off. Take it off, Loz. Take it off.
Whoa. God.
Right. I just remembered, because this came out a couple of days. Was it yesterday or, sorry, for us, Thursday. They've said that they're actually going to do some reworks for Ureli.
Oh, okay.
So, and one of the cool things is with her K drive, you'll be able to bullet jump.
What?
Yeah. So while on the K drive, you'll be able to bullet jump, and they're giving her a lot more control while on her K drive. So
yeah, I do feel that. I've tried, so I really went like, okay, I'll try and use it in missions, and it's just like bang into wall, bang into wall, bang into wall. It's like, oh, come on. So yeah, it does feel a bit floaty. So maybe giving it a bit more control. That'd be cool. But that's how it should be for a new frame. Comes out, and then it should come out weak and then be buffed up, rather than comes out too strong and have to be nerfed.
Yep. C-Star increases seek spread by about 60% and slightly increase bubble versatility to better register your casts. Aqua Blades increasing the range by about 25% and increasing the damage and duration by 50%. World on Fire. And Riptide increase radius by 25%. So it's just some stat tweaks and things like that. But I think the big thing is the mobility, the control of the K drive. That was the big thing. They got like a little video on the dev workshop, and she seems to be able to stop on a dime now.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, because that was her biggest problem. It's just like, and drift.
Yeah, it's like, I'll just make this turn. No, I won't.
So yeah, Cool. Right, so now we go into the topics. Right, so our first topic for this week is, how is not spawning enough enemies still an issue? And topic number 2 is, what's the longest you've had to grind for something in Warframe?
Ah, interesting.
Right.
Before we start, because I know I don't feel we've done it in a while, I just want to thank Tobiah for finding us the topics, because we don't do that enough. You know, this you'll laugh at me again. I actually thought today, I was like, have we ever had Tobiah on 10 o'clock? I looked it up, we've had him on twice in the last 50 episodes, and I'm like, I don't remember. Oh, we should have him on. So yeah, but thank you, Tobiah, for finding these topics. We don't say that enough, I'm afraid. But
maybe we should get Tobiah on.
We should get to.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think we've had him on time. Yeah, we should have him on time.
Oh my god! Right. So the first topic is, how is not spawning enough enemies still an issue?
Yes.
People play game modes like survival or sanctuary onslaught to endlessly
fought fight. It should be.
Right. Okay. To endlessly fight through hordes of enemies, not to run through a whole map trying to find a group of 10. It's not fun to spend half the game waiting for small groups of enemies to show up. I really don't understand how a game like Warframe makes me fail a mission because there weren't any enemies around me to kill, instead of being because they're overwhelming me or I'm not killing them fast enough. I feel that there's a lot of detail that we might be missing.
Oh, you think so?
Both
clicked.
Yeah, we've both clicked the link.
I don't think there is. I think
I don't think there is.
Full thing.
Yeah, so a lot of the issues come down to networking code.
Yes.
Both you and I remember what it was like in the early days of survival, where specific people had to be the ones to
host.
Yeah, I remember very distinctly you had to be one to host because your internet connection was big enough and fat enough to deal with the.
It was a music university internet.
Well, yeah, but still. So first off, I think that is a potential problem. I also feel that hardware, it has to run on a potato, right? Without taking like 300 gig of RAM.
Not in a mean way, but you don't have to say a potato, but it has to go all the way down to the Switch. And that, not in a mean way, but that it does have to do that.
Oh, no, I'm actually just talking about like really old PCs.
Oh, okay.
Like really old desktop computers.
Well, they do slowly remove the back end of the PC stuff. I mean, they cut off.
Yeah.
Eventually.
But it takes time.
Yeah.
And even so, I think, was it the Switch? No, not Switch. NVIDIA Gaming Now thing. I mean, that's supposed to be really good and stuff as an alternative to owning a gaming PC. I do like the idea of having a literal army of enemies to fight in, like much like Dynasty Warriors and things.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I can appreciate that this game engine is meant to be really versatile, right? It's the AI is pretty dumb but it's not. I feel with Dynasty Warriors, enemies just die for the sake of existing.
Yeah, that they will literally just sort of hordes of enemies will just come up to you and just be like, oh, and then like 1 in 10 goes, because they are the majority of the enemies. The fodder is just there to exist. I don't think their AI is not probably done per unit. It's probably done per horde.
Yeah. So the fact that they've risen this point based on, well, the only game modes we know of are survival and sanctuary onslaught. I find it very weird that they run out of enemies to kill.
Yeah, it would be better if they gave some examples, maybe record some footage just to show exactly what they mean. Because maybe if I was, say, using some sort of crazy Equinox mass range AoE build and just running through Apollodronus, yeah, I might actually find enemies because they were dying before I even see them. But
The Sanctuary Onslaught, that's the biggest thing. Because
the interesting thing though, they say Sanctuary Onslaught, not Elite Sanctuary Onslaught.
Well, I don't think it's much difference. But the point I want to raise about Sanctuary Onslaught, so the biggest difference between Sanctuary Onslaught or Elite Sanctuary Onslaught is to the rest of the game. Is the rest of the game the enemies will spawn off screen, right? They spawn in an adjacent tile and run at you.
Yeah.
Whereas in Sanctuary Onslaught, they literally spawn right in front of you, right? Which, there's no reason why the end wouldn't be spawning. So,
well, the only thing I was going to say is that there are quite a few Sanctuary Onslaught tiles which are not as streamlined for the process, let's say.
Sure.
There's, the way I remember it is there's one that is, for instance, one of the Grenier Sea Lab tiles, and it's quite fiddly. For a tile, it's pretty huge. There's two sort of big rooms to it, and then loads of side rooms and lower bits as well. So in that map, I do find it a bit hard to sometimes find mobs continuously. Some maps are easier than others. Some maps you just literally stand there and you can just spin around and shoot.
Yeah.
Others,
or in your case, flail.
I like flailing. Flailing is fail to win. How I dance, no flail. But I think it's so Sanctuary Onslaught or Elite Sanctuary Onslaught. Well, that's what I think is. That's why I noticed they're not mentioning Elite Sanctuary Onslaught, because if it really was Elite Sanctuary Onslaught, after 16 waves,
oh my god! If you managed to get 16, I'm impressed.
Exactly. So you're going to quickly get to the point at which you're not killing the enemies. That's what gets me about this.
Yeah, because
they will overwhelm you. And if you're making it to 16, let's even say 24. I mean, there must be. I bet you there's people out there who've come up with crazy ways of doing it, crazy Saren builds or whatever. But even then, let's say 36. I mean, it keeps going endlessly, to my understanding. So that Elite Sanctuary Onslaught should give them no issue, unless they're saying that times out because they can't find things to kill. But I honestly cannot believe. What's the highest score you've ever been to on Elite Sanctuary Onslaught?
Oh God.
For everyone at home, please put in the comments of this video what your highest level you've made it to in Elite Sanctuary Onslaught. I am very curious. Not a game mode I've played a lot, but I normally dip out about 8, which Xeno will probably hate me for. But
no.
Make it to 20, 24, 36.
Most recently,
yeah,
I normally get to 8 and then bow out.
Right.
Most randoms I play with, they'll bow out after 2.
Oh,
right. Yeah, no, it's 5
What's
and out.
The point?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen people do it at 1, but I think the highest I've ever gotten to is 16. It may be like 14 or 15, but it's around that number. I've never really gotten beyond that. And you're not meant. Well, I mean, you have to be like pretty damn skilled and coordinated to get beyond that. I'm pretty sure there are plenty of people that can. But the other side of this conversation, the only thing I can envision is that they are using something like Equinox's main to just murderize everything before it comes. I think it's Equinox's main. Effectively, Equinox's world on fire.
Yeah.
To murder everything before it gets close.
Yeah, that's what I meant about like doing that in, say, Apollodronus in Mercury. Yeah. You would, the mobs would barely get a look in.
Yeah. So, but again, like, it might be dependent on. Again, it feels weird specifically saying the game modes that's designed for you to murder things. So, for example, in excavation missions, excavation missions, if you do not engage with the extractors, right, enemies will stop spawning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the game recognizes this. Another side of it
is kind of nice because it allows you to take a break. If you really wanted to, you could push it. It allows you to control the rate of mobs. You can do 2 at once if they're close together, or if you really want to split your team, or you can just do 1 at a time, the very safe route. And if you want, you can do 1, clear all the mobs, pull down another 1, clear all the mobs, and you could do it at a very slow but steady rate if you wanted to. So it gives you control.
So to me, it just feels like how? Just like freaking how? So the only thing I can think of is let's go look at the replies and see what people are saying before
you do that. I want to put another thing to you as a pitch. So what they're saying here is, I noticed, because they're overwhelming me or I'm not killing them fast enough. So we now have Steel Path, which is definitely a few levels higher than the base solar system. But one of the reasons we always wanted from the start was with survival missions, to be able to set your start point.
Yeah.
Do you feel that would help with this person? Because they could just up any, let's just go really broad. You can set the start of any level up to starting at 100. But even like mobile defense, you can do it level 100 or even 200, or 1,000. You can set up to 1,000 if you wanted. You can pick any node and you can set it to 1,000. So that is that the issue? Because the game can't spawn 200 mowers for you to fight, right? So would it be better if we take the 25, 30 mowers that it can spawn for you and make them really hard?
You ask a really interesting question. A part of me wants to say... A part of me wants to say yes, and a part of me wants to say no. The no side of me is like, there'll be people out there that will just set it to stupid numbers. People will join, and there's no chance of them surviving, but this person has found a cheese strat to just...
the way I would do it for that is that if you set a custom level, people clicking on the star chart don't join it. They have to go to a separate list to see all the preset levels, and then they can join.
Okay. I also like the idea of the starting level is dependent on whether or not you've gotten there before.
Oh, yes, I like that as well. Yeah.
So if you've managed to beat a survival at level 100, then you can start at level 100. Yeah? So... What?
So, you may have known that I have been endlessly rewatching someone's videos. A certain someone.
Yeah, I'm aware of this.
And at one point they talk about a thing in RuneScape called dungeoneering. You'd like this because it's very much like your tower thing.
Yeah.
But what you can do in that is you progress down the levels, but then you reset, but it remembers... So you clean floors in the dungeon, you go like down floors, and then you reset, but it always... I think, I might be wrong, anyone played RuneScape, please, you can correct me. It adds up... The total floors you have cleared keeps upping every time you reset. So though you're on level 1, you're at 48 levels cleared, so it improves the difficulty, I think.
Right, okay.
So the other thing about it is you can't use any items outside of it. So from outside, you can't bring any items in. I was thinking for Warframe, could you do that with preset weapons, or you had to choose because it would control the player power? I'm just wondering if
Nah, bruv. Torghast, right? So you actually have weird and wonderful super perks. We've said this before. So it might be a little bit of a surprise to everyone, or not at all. It's sad to say World of Warcraft is pretty much dead to Loz and I. They'd have to perform some super miracle in order for Loz and I to go back.
People make a joke that Warcraft will be revived by the next a Warcraft boycott lasts until the next cinematic is released. I'm afraid to say, for me and Xeno, they're gonna have to do a lot more than that for us. They really are gonna have to put out some stops.
But in the current expansion, they started the expansion with this thing called Torghast, and the whole point of Torghast is it basically procedurally generated environments, Warframe, and when you're in there, you get these perks. Now, these perks can be actually so like they double the duration of a specific ability, or they make it so that when you kill something, it reduces the cost of an ability, or when you're killing stuff, you have thorns, so anything close to you is taking damage. They do all sorts of weird and wonderful crap.
So a random example to apply it, I'd say you'd have to do it per frame in Warframe, and you could start small and then expand more. But like a perk for Excalibur would be something like, when you slash dash an enemy, it will remove one limb for every slash dash you do on them.
I don't understand.
So if you slash dash and they had 2 arms, they will lose an arm.
No. Sure. I mean, I think a simpler approach would be like, oh yeah, you pick this thing, and then slash dash has like an extra 30% range, or
I would go for more fun things, but yeah, you could do something as well. Yeah, more inventive things, but so because that's the issue. So this person's obviously saying about the amount of enemies is an issue to them. I think that they're falling foul of the game engine and the spawning mechanics is why, especially in survivals, the mobs have to spawn on that. Oh God, I remember at some point years ago, I'm sure there's people who still do it and still understand it. There was like places you should stand based on the map for survival for the spawns.
Yes and no. Right. So I remember this because it was me, Mephisto, and you. You were Trinity. Right, you were running around. You were running around like a loon, right, just murdering stuff. Whereas Mephisto and I were in the central tree column of
the void.
I don't know if it was
it was on
void or a
derelict. It was derelict.
Yeah, it was derelict. Yeah, it was the tree tile of the derelict. So it's a big round room, 2 floors, tree in the middle. Yeah, and so, and we didn't see any enemies at all. All the enemies were with you as the host.
No, I think it's the other way around. Because I would come to you and pick up piles and piles of resources. And then I'd go somewhere else and pick up piles and piles of resources.
Yes. You were picking up I think you were doing the life support or something.
Yes.
Because the life support wasn't spawning in that room.
Yeah.
It was spawning everywhere else. But all the enemies were spawning in the room with us.
Yeah.
So we were... that was it. Yeah, you're right.
I swear at the same time, though, there were strategies where you had to stand in a tile that was near X many spawn tiles and then, like, not near the doors or something. And everyone had to stand in the set place or not run around. Because running around spread the spawns out. So if everyone stayed in the same room, the spawns would be close to you, or there was something like that. So
yeah, they had the I can't remember what Magamu called it. It was like some sort of like turret. He called it like a turret or something. Whereas Excalibur, so it was Valban.
Oh, you're talking about Exalted Turret.
Yeah, that was it.
With a Vault, and Excalibur, and a Valban, I think.
Was there a Vault? I thought it was just Excalibur
the shield
and Valban.
Go through the electrical wall.
The shield to go through the electrical wall?
Yeah, you did it through you Exalted Bladed through the wall, then it picked up the electrical charge.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. But yeah, so I thought the Valban sucked everything down the hole. Down the hole. Jeez. The Valban sucked everything down the corridor, right? So you went down a dead end corridor. The Valban sucked everything down the corridor, and then the Excalibur would just like radial javelin and just murder everything.
No, it was a Exalted Blade Slashes.
Okay, fine, but still, it was super easy. And the thing was, you always wanted this one room because there was never a way for them to come from behind you. Yeah. It was a dead end, so they would just come running towards you. And yeah, I don't know how DE got around that eventually.
I don't think it was that broken. It was. I think maybe that was the days where it got combined with Greedy Pull, and because they nerfed Greedy Pull, it kind of just fell out of favor. Right. Greedy Pull meant everyone could stand on the one spot, and the mag would pull the loot to you. And you can just keep killing, whereas they removed that, and it's just like, oh, well, mag can pull the loot to the mag, and that was it.
I remember doing it once, and it was the most boring experience of Warframe I've ever done.
Yeah.
I was just like, why would anyone want to do this?
Yep, sounds about right. But so, back to the person initially, before we go on to replies, I really feel that maybe they are falling foul of the limits of the game. Which there's not much I'm afraid they can do, unless I think they need to challenge themselves against harder enemies. But yeah, goes to replies, yeah?
The only thing I could think they do is somehow they split the load of the enemy AI based on the user. But again, that's a super complicated thing that I certainly can't work out. But yeah, let's go to replies.
Okay. So, a lot of people don't seem to understand how AI pathing works in the game. If you are in a survival squad and everyone bugs out to every corner of the map and keeps running from one tile to another, it completely wrecks the spawn rate. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that is true, but that's got nothing to do with pathing.
Yes, that doesn't have it. Well, no, you're right. It's got nothing to. Well, no, yeah, you're right. It's got nothing to do with pathing. But what's happening is that it's trying. I think what it tries to do is it tries to spawn enemies near you. So if everyone's the four corners of the wind, it's like, okay, I'll spawn 2 people over there, and then this person needs some spawn, because it doesn't. It's trying to make sure that you don't go through empty. You feel like you're in an empty void of rooms because it spawned all the mobs over here. So yeah, everyone. That's what I think. Everyone has to stay together. I was joking earlier today that the minion store had run out of minions, had to stop using Slow Nova and capping all the points on the interception because we weren't getting reactant fast enough. Accidentally almost blew 1 round. After that, we would only cap 3 out of 4 points. Inception.
So I can translate this. So basically, they're saying that with Slow Nova, the enemies were spawning so they were taking so long to turn up. They captured the all 4 interception points in 3 minutes. They'd done the whole thing. They nearly didn't get all 10 reactant.
Then it stops spawning mobs and says kill the remaining enemies, and if you don't get enough reactant from those, then that's it.
Yeah, so the whole idea of only capturing...
Isn't the problem here that they're using a Slow Nova?
It does feel that is actually the mistake here. I'm like, well...
So
okay, so typically, for interception, Slow Nova is the right course of action because you don't want to get overwhelmed by enemies.
Yeah.
Right? However, in this instance, don't take Nova.
Or Speed Nova.
No, I mean, Speed Nova, you may get overwhelmed, but a part of me is just like, well, take something like Maiming Equinox.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I see what you mean. You make a good point. Yeah. So, yeah, if the Slow Nova is the issue, they need that needs to be adjusted.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's my thought and feel. If you think I'm wrong, please feel free to comment in the comment section below where Loz will read it.
No, but yeah, I'll read it and I'll bring it up. But no, it makes a good point, seeing as like, if I can imagine there are a few interception tiles which are nice and open, which if you had a really good range Nova, they could cover majority of the map, which means most enemies are slow, which means they find it hard to catch you. The interception round finishes on a set timer, and then no more enemies spawn. So it's your own fault on this one.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't have much sympathy for them. Next one. Honestly, this is the only reason why I do Steel Path. It's the one section of content that DE doesn't hold back solo spawns, thinking we're way too weak. I didn't know as much of a difference in spawn rate on Steel Path, but alright, maybe there is.
I didn't think there was much. I don't feel like there's any difference.
Yeah. I like the next one.
Okay.
Next one and last one is get enemy radar plus enemy sense plus primed animal instinct. Enemies activate if they appear on your radar. With enough enemy radar, they can never spawn far enough away to not become active, and you'll never fail survival from having insufficient enemies. Oh, I don't know if that's true, but if it is, fair enough.
Like, anyway, seriously, if you're in the comments and you are able to understand and comprehend how, like, this is a problem, like, please elaborate. Please explain to poor simple-minded Xeno who doesn't understand how this is a problem.
What's the problem?
Well, the fact that enemies that aren't activating on, I can only think that they're not moving. That is genuinely.
Yeah,
I just don't think.
I don't get what I mean by not activating. Because I've never seen a non-active enemy on a survival mission, but maybe that's because I'm always running radar. I guess I don't know.
Well, it's not just that. I think you're always moving. I really don't understand this. Again, I always take primed animal instincts. Yeah, I always take that. I think I've ever taken it off.
Well, that's it for the replies.
Okay, so one thing I will say is I would really like the game to be able to accommodate more AI enemies. I just don't know how they would achieve it. I mean,
I think it needs to go the direction of less, more complicated enemies. Like, I do enjoy what are the Grenier tanks called?
Thumpers?
Thumpers. They're Thumpers? They don't know their name. Thumpers, don't they?
Tanks?
Yeah, they are the Thumpers. I don't know what they're called, though. Are they called?
Well, they're called Thumpers.
Hey?
They're the ones that do the drilling, and they have the Plains of Eidolon resources.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're called Thumpers.
Tusk.
I swear I love a god.
Is it Tusk Thumper? Is that just
There's different types of Thumpers.
Right, okay, the Thumpers. Yeah, I think that is the style of enemy the game needs to move more towards. It's an enemy which, thus, I think they tried to do this kind of thing with a Prophet Taker fight where so many enemies spawn on the side, so you think you're being overwhelmed, but really there's not that many enemies because you're dealing with the giant robot in your way. The thing is, it got bogged down because you'd want to deal with the giant robot. But like the Tusk Thumper, takes your attention. You're not going to blow it up in 2 seconds. You have to go we're knocking off the panels, dealing damage to different sections. That's the kind of enemy. I don't mean we need more Tusk Thumpers, but that style of enemy is what we need. More to break up the flow of gameplay, so you're not just against fodder all the time. Like the Jackal as a normal enemy. That kind of thing. I mean, properly, not like the ones on the Valis.
I get where you're coming from. Another side of me is wondering, do you not know how to put out fires on Railjack? You're filling up the radial menu. You don't do that.
I do.
You get it into the white box.
Yes, but not if you're taking that time to grab a drink.
There. Right, so
yeah, I know. You mean you're talking about the bonus thing that appears, so you can do it quickly, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, yeah. But
yeah,
I'm trying to grab a drink.
Okay,
it's like, quick, I'll just hold down the button.
Okay, fine. Right, but a part of me wonders whether or not there should be effectively 2 AI directors, right? So what you can do, but then the complication is if the players get too spread out. So one AI director is really simplistic, right? It is go there, just go there. You see this is the bag, this is the Warframe, this is the player. Go to player, just go to player. I'm telling you how to go to player. And then when they get in close enough proximity to you, the player, it then swaps to the normal AI director that actually turns around and says, right, now aim your gun, maybe get behind a box, the stuff that currently happens. Yeah? My thoughts and feels for this is that way the game can start spawning more enemies further away and make the game feel like you're fighting more of a horde than you are a ragtag bunch of dudes. Right?
Would you like sniper enemies to spawn in areas which you cannot physically reach?
Yes. As long as I can kill them.
Yes.
Yeah. Or do something to disable them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I put up the shield, now you can't see me.
Or even just if you shoot in that general direction, which causes them to take cover, because if you can't hit them.
Yeah. So that's the sort. I think that could potentially work. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not an expert in AI. But anyway, should we go to the next topic?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. Right, so the next topic is What's the longest you've had to grind for something in Warframe? I just finished grinding for Core, which on the whole took 12 hours. 7 of those just for the blueprint. Got every other part of the set twice. Interested in other people's long grinds. 12 hours?
Yeah. Wrong with that? Hello?
No, that can't be right. Because her parts drop on wave 8, right? Which is 20 minutes. So that means they had to have done 36 runs, and they only have one part once, and the other two. No, like this feels wrong.
Hang on a minute. I'm on the wiki for this. I'd get it up. So,
yeah.
Acquisition. Core's main components are required from standard Sanctuary Onslaught, not the Elite variant. Every 2 stages is a rotation. Following the standard pattern AABC. Source chassis blueprint, chance 8.33%, expected 12 to 13 A rotations, nearly guaranteed 79 plus 26 A rotations. Let's assume the C bit's the tricky one. So the C is for
8.
The main blueprint and the systems, which are 11%, but you only get one of those every 4 waves.
No, it's
every 2 stages. So that's every 8 wave. Every 8,
yeah.
And you
so
have
20 minutes.
So it's an expected. Statistically, it expects you to take 13 to 14 rotations.
Right, but what's called? They're saying 12 hours, which is 36.
Yeah.
Right, which is much longer than I expect.
Well, the nearly guaranteed is 64 plus or take 19 C rotations.
Sorry, 94 plus. Sorry, can you say those numbers?
So the nearly guaranteed is 64 plus or minus 19 C rotations. So is it wave 8 before you hit the first C rotation, is it?
Yeah, so let's say 55, right? Because if 64 minus...
We'll just go 64.
No, that's 40, 45.
No, go 64.
Okay, fine,
64 plus or minus 19 on statistics. So just
take 64. Okay, fine. So just 64,
yeah.
Right? Okay, so they did it in like half the time.
So what is that? So is that the nearly guaranteed time is double their what they did?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
But even so, like, it just feels like I kind of feel it's weird that they say 12 hours.
What, is that too long or too short?
I just feel that's too long.
Well, so it's expected by 14. How long would it take you to do 14 C rotations?
Divided by 3. So nearly 5 hours.
And it took them 8 hours.
No, 12.
12 hours. Well, they got a bit unlucky.
It's possible.
So the maximum is 24 hours. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, like...
that's how stats work, is that it's a chance. You're like, God, this is just taking forever.
But isn't it guaranteed a part?
No. So
it's not... So it's not like a boss?
No, Core's main component blueprints are acquired from standard Sanctuary Onslaught. Every 2 stages is a rotation following the standard AABC pattern. So the chassis has an 8.33% chance on A rotations. The neuroptics is a 9% chance on B rotations. And the main blueprint and the systems blueprint are 11% chance on C rotations.
Okay, so it's
you
not...
have to get 2 of the C rotations as well, by the way. So...
Okay, so it's not like a boss then.
No.
However, for me, the longest... I can't remember how long it took us to do Raptor way back when.
Hey, that's the tricky thing. Yeah, it wasn't hard, but it was...
No, Raptor was hard back then.
I miss that tile.
You had to trick it, didn't you? Oh god, yeah, I completely forgot that tile even existed until just raised that. Yeah,
It was like a
so
greenhouse, wasn't it? So you didn't have to trick it. What you had to do is there was this quite open tile with a little corpus greenhouse in the middle, and you had to sit at the door and you shot raptor from around the corner going pew, 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 until you did enough damage, and it goes, I'm going to shoot loads of missiles, and you hid inside the greenhouse.
No. You got it to stay inside. You got it to go in the greenhouse. It was so much faster because then it was stuck inside. And then as soon as like you open the door, you could just shoot the thing, and then you back away, and the door closes. It couldn't get out.
Right.
So
well, you do it
because
way.
the damn raptor would fly around the damn greenhouse and go into blind spots all the time.
I don't remember doing too much of that, but yeah. Either way, yeah, you did one or the other.
Yeah. But I remember it took 28 runs to get one part of Nova. Because back then it wasn't a guaranteed drop to get a Warframe part.
No.
And that's if the part doesn't spawn underneath the world and you lost it entirely.
That was on the wiki.
That was a rhino. That was an awful thing.
Yes, the orb. It was a purple orb, and it had a chance of spawning and clipping through the floor, and so it'd be like, so you had to stand on the boss as it died.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I remember farming rhino on the old jackal. There's. Oh.
I know people that used to take, was it 50 runs to get? Oh gosh, what was it? God, was it? Didn't Wellspit have to take like 50 runs to get Ember or something?
Something like that, yeah. The things that there's just back then just took time to sort it out, but time-wise, it's hard to say because I mean, I remember it took me 40 runs to get the vault parts from the old Lephantis. Which wasn't hard, but it was just time-consuming because you fought him on the same tile you fought Vor, but he was just this weird infested thing that chucked
old Lephantis?
Yeah, or was he called Lephantis?
No. It's Golem. Yes, because it was the old J3 Golem.
J3 Golem. There we go. Yes, that was his name. Yeah. Oh, he was fun. Yeah, it was stupid. It would aim at a spot between your feet and try and chuck green poison of death at you, which was terrible. Yeah. But if you just stood on a box, it just chucked it at the box. That was fun times.
I'm just trying to think. Was there anything else that took an insanely long time to farm? Like I just feel the farming
Some
stuff
parts used to be quite hard back in the day. You know, we're doing survival runs for hours for bits on one key.
God, I think the Soma Prime took a bit, or the Vasto.
The Bow Prime handle took me forever. I think that was so. Originally, what me and Xeno used to do is we would buy Prime Access, delete all the stuff, and then refarm it. And the one thing that finally stopped it for me was the Bow Prime handle, because I was just like, I mean, I think it was getting to the point that it was being chopped off the drop table. Because back then it was just keys, so they had a drop table, and it was just going to fall off. And I was just like, I still have not managed to acquire this bloody thing. And so I was like, right, that's it. I'm not going to... Yeah. Oh, no, the way I did it is I kept it till I built the new one, and then deleted the one I got for Prime Access. So that's the way I would do it. But I wouldn't use it till I built one. And that was the item that I decided, you know what, I'm stopping this. I just can't keep up with this bloody grind, especially I'm spending money on... That's the thing, I'm spending money on these things and they're not using them. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to use them. Because it just wouldn't drop. And then I think I'd got it like 6 months later on a random, because then it was moved over to the relics, and I finally got it. I was like, oh great.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think what else could have taken long to farm. Just trying to think. I mean, if memory serves, Nitane, that was on the sorties.
Yes. Was it?
Getting, I think...
It was on 4 times a day on an alert, I remember.
Oh, yes! No, you're right. That was it. It was 4 times a day on alerts. If you were lucky enough to actually catch it, or you had some special tool to get the alerts up, to notify you that things happened. I think DE even facilitated one.
Yes, they did, yeah. But classic Valban.
I never tried that. I just like as soon as it came to, oh gosh, what was the name of the damn thing? Grievous Dilemma. That's how I got. I got.
They put the Valban bits in there. Yeah.
Yeah, I just got Valban like that. Like there was no problem whatsoever. I think I remember Nitane, like farming Nitane took ages because you had to use the Nitane to research Wukong and to build Wukong and to build Nezha.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
So, yeah.
And then you had to use it to build Ivara as well. And Ivara, I was like, nope, fuck that. I just bought Ivara because
I bought Ivara as well. Yeah.
Because I'd spent all my Nitane on Nezha and Night. Wukong, and I was just like, nope, I'm done.
I bought Ivara, and then it was 50% off the next week.
Oh god. Or either that, or I think I spent it all on Wukong. And then I eventually got Nezha. Yeah, I think that was it. So I spent all my Nitane on Wukong. Then Ivara came out and I bought her straight away. And then I accumulated enough to make Nezha or something. You get the idea. Yeah, I think that's the crux of it, really.
Right, so I'm going to put the question to you. Do you think anything in Warframe as it is now takes too long to
No, not in the slightest, right? I'm like, too long to grind. I'm not even going to say it, right? Too long to grind is like farming a boss once a week in classic World of Warcraft raid Molten Core to try and get one part to make Thunder Fury, right? I can't remember how many months I spent trying to farm that one bar. Yeah, like, one chance a week, right? Oh god. When did they redo Zul'Gurub? No, not Zul'Gurub. Zul'Farrak? No, Zul'Gurub. It was Zul'Gurub. Because they had the Swift Zulian Tiger. When did they redo that?
Before MOP, I think it was in Cataclysm. Yes, it was in Cataclysm.
Yes, it was a Cataclysm redo, wasn't it?
Yep.
And when they announced that they were getting rid of the old
Zulian Tiger and Rosali Raptor?
Yes. I started running it with a friend.
Yeah.
And we ran it for months. I got the Swift
Zulian Tiger.
Raptor. No, I got the Raptor. I got the Raptor on the first try. It was hilarious, right? No, it was absolutely hilarious because me and a friend, we were both running for it. So we were both doing both bosses. I wanted but he said, no, make it fair. You have to roll in spots. In World of Warcraft, you have this, /roll space 100, and then you would roll for the equipment.
The item. Yeah.
He rolled 98, and he was like, "Excellent! It's mine! It's all mine!"
Oh, he's flat set some flags.
I rolled 100.
Nice.
and he was like, "Son of a bitch!" I'm like, "Yeah." So,
did you see any more raptors or tigers drop?
I think I saw one more raptor in the time. I never saw a tiger.
Oh, those were
not
fun days.
Once. Yeah,
I wish I didn't give up on Classic WoW last year. I really shouldn't have. I was really enjoying it. I just got mad.
Yeah, but it was months. We were farming it for literal months.
Yeah.
And you only had one shot a week. It was a week. No. Was it? It was every few days, wasn't it?
That was like 3 or 4 days reset. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, back then it was an item per character. But we didn't know that in the future it would become an account bound thing. So in theory, you could have done it on multiple characters per reset.
Yeah, but so still it was like, I think it was the 0.01% chance drop.
Oh, they are. They're like weird percentage. Yeah,
They're stupidest. So yeah, so when people say like, "Oh, it took me this many hours to farm," it's like, I'm sorry.
Right.
Like,
So yeah. So back to Warframe. But so we say a grind. But what about things like reputations or focus?
So reputations, I feel, is different because of the way they cap it.
Yeah.
So you can only get X amount per day.
Oh yeah.
And it's quite a it's a very large hindrance, especially when that reputation has fallen out of favor months, if not years ago.
Yeah.
All right.
No, so the syndicates, I feel they keep adding fresh things to the syndicates, which means they keep being, and they have things like relic packs. So the
relevant.
cap should never be removed on those. But yeah,
especially considering they go against each other.
Yes, yeah, exactly. But Cetus, like the Cetans or the Cetus rep or whatever, it's like some of that stuff's just redundant now. I mean, like the bloody drill, it's useless. I think some of the arcanes. I mean, like, oh no, you could make as many Zors as you want in a day. Chokara. It's like, whoop-de-doo. Break the game. But yeah, I think that should have a app removal. Yeah, totally. Really should. But I understand putting it on the new reps. It makes sense. Yeah, they need to drop those reps. So there's grinds which take too long, and it's not because of the chance, is because it's artificially delayed and it's still in the game. I bet the response will be like, oh, but that will demean the improvements you get with mastery rank. And it's like, yeah, okay, I know that you get more standing per mastery rank per day, and that's fine for the new reps, which is great, but the old reps don't need that anymore.
So
one thing for new players.
One thing that was raised by crap, you said like, damn it, I had a chain of thought which basically says you should my chain of thought was remove the caps after. Oh yeah, so a certain video that was released by a certain someone that a certain Loz has watched way too often, that video basically says like,
oh yeah,
often the players have a mentality of, well, you should go through what I've gone through, right? I do not agree with that sentiment at all, right? I want the players to go through what I am going through now, right? Yes, you can still gate it to some capacity, but why gate it nearly as bad as what I had to go through, right? Are you trying to say that, oh no, you can't do the second dream until you've got 1,000 hours in Warframe? That's what I did, therefore that's what everyone else should go through. No, that's not right.
But conversely, that doesn't mean you should shove everything at the start and there should be no delay. There is a delayed gratification is an important thing.
More than that, there's also a learning experience.
Yes.
Right?
Well, I meant more for, like, you say second dream, it's like there's no need for a learning experience on that, but it's more things aren't meaningful unless you put time to them. I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm going to do a bit of a mild spoiler for anyone who's not read the Harry Potter books. I'm so sorry, but Snape kills Dumbledore. Right? Now, those 3 words...
Really?
What?
Really?
Yeah, Snape kills Dumbledore.
Oh shit, I didn't know this.
If I had literally just started the first book, I have no care. I'm like, okay, what is that important? You know,
who the fuck is Dumbledore?
Who the hell was Snape? Who was Dumbledore? What is a Dumbledore? And why is killing it important? Is that big? But it's through reading the books, putting the time in, and learning the narrative, and learning the little foibles of each character, getting a bit of backstory. I really love that moment when Dumbledore said this, that he came to comfort Harry, and I really like warm to the character, and then bam, hit it with that thing. It actually has context and meaning, and it might take 100 hours to get to that point. I'm sorry, but it does. And so, like, the second dream, I don't think it takes 100 hours to get to the second dream. I'm not sure how long it takes, but
no, I'm pretty sure it doesn't.
Yeah, but even if it's 50 hours, if it happens right away, you're not going to care. But if you've put the effort in, it's like, yeah, this is my Warframe, and then you get the second dream, you're like, wow, changed the way I've been playing and thinking all this time. Whereas if that happens right at the start, you'd be like, okay, I've been playing for an hour. I'm not really attached to this thing. I've got no depth, no wanting to know more, to see this as my Warframe. You have none of that. Yeah, but that's the side thing.
I think on an additional related note, it's also important to identify expected performance, expected skill, right? So one argument that Loz and I both had is I would never expect after God 3, 4, hell 10 hours of playing World of Warcraft to start doing raids.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
I don't even have all my abilities at that point.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I need to be more familiar with the gameplay. And again, likewise, if I go to if in the future I'm like, no, you need to rework the school system, right? So week 1, right, you're doing GCSE maths. Week 2, you're doing A-level maths. Week 3, we're doing PhD level maths. Sod the whole university level. We're going straight to PhD, right? It's no, that's not how people learn. That's not how people grow into the system.
Yeah, I do feel we've gotten a bit off topic on the side thing, but I will finish it with one of my World of Warcraft stories of why you need that time and you pick it up through the random things. I played.
God, is this about me?
No, not at all.
Okay,
cool.
No,
not at all. No, I played World of Warcraft first as a warrior, and I liked the idea of tanking, but I had the game didn't give me any context. Websites were the rudimentary stage. We were on the Thoughtbot, the previous one to Wowhead, and that was, what mysterious information could the internet yielded. We were discovering as we went. I didn't know what was good for a warrior. I didn't even know. I saw these stats, and I never played Diablo 2, so I didn't know what intelligence and spirit was. All I saw was the DPS. I remember that I ninja'd the stick at the end of Wailing Caverns because it did more DPS than my one-hander, a two-handed casting stick, and then I started hitting things with it because the game didn't tell me, because I needed to learn it. And it took time, and eventually I saw, why are they all moaning? I need the stick. It does more damage. I hit things, it does bigger numbers. Isn't that good? Why can't I take the stick? Okay, so it's got 5 int on it. But, 5 int was a big thing back then. I was like, who cares? I didn't know that I needed strength and agility back then, or stamina, and, what it was doing. Yeah. But it took time to pick it up and learn what was important, what was good. I learned through doing. If you put me in a raid at the start, I would have ninja'd the casting stick because it did more damage.
Well,
but that spell sword has higher DPS than my tanking sword. I will take it. Or it's got more stamina. It's the
But the big thing is, if you start throwing new players at the end level content straight away, those new players are just going to go, nope, too complicated, don't like it.
Yeah.
Much like the mod system.
Yes.
That was complained in the same video for being too Shut up. Being too complicated.
But seeing as we've talked about Second Dream, let's talk about the focus grind. Is that too big? That's another thing you have to grind for. I think they need to rework the grind of it. I think that's the only thing.
I don't think they do because they're not working on it.
Right, but okay, so my issue with it is you can't work on it or implement it until everyone is on the same page. We need to get to the stage.
I'm pretty sure you've used that emblem. You just took a picture of an emblem. It was like a black circle with like a yellow sun in it.
Well, as you just keep the website updated, I'm sure I'll check for it.
Sorry, I completely derailed your chain of thought.
I used this episode.
No.
But you know how it is. You got to keep your skills fresh. You got to go for those emblems when you see them.
Yeah.
You can't think. You got to take. You only have a split second. Anyway, back to the focus thing. So you, as you're right, you're not actively adding or working into focus. But I think part of the problem on that is what does. So look at Railjack, and one of the good things it does, I know it doesn't do it well, it could do more with it. You can't do the higher level missions until you have intrinsics at a certain point. So it's almost saying you've got to go play these missions to learn, to level up stuff, to go do these higher missions. You've got to play X many missions. They need to start doing that with focus. We need missions that go, no, you haven't maxed out a focus tree. You can't join.
I completely agree with you.
Yeah. And to do that, we need to remove the daily cap. And you might say like, but people will be able to get a billion focus for when they expand the system. Well, just literally put a cap on that. And if everyone's up on it, I'm sorry, just chop it down. They can stay at whatever the new cap is. Even if they might never expand the system, you see. But that way, we need to get, instead of like, sorry, instead of catering for the people who may have, I don't know, billions and billions of spare focus after they've unlocked everything on the system and making sure they have their mad pools of it. I think it's more important that we get all players into the system, and that way the system can be used for actual content, because it can't at the moment, because they don't know. Is a player going in with a motamp and literally not even touch the focus tree, or are they going in with all their waybounds unlocked on a completely unlocked tree with a super primed amp with arcanes? There's so much variation on that, and it takes a long time to get a max out a tree because of the daily cap. If you wanted to just grind it and max out a focus tree, you can't. You literally like, oh, okay, I've done my daily cap.
I agree with you. I feel that they do need to work more on the focus system. That's neither here nor there. I feel that I think that they need to be able to turn to the players and say, right, we're resetting the focus points. Like, all your focus points are getting reset. If you have this many focus points, before the reset, you will get this many back, right? Let's not call them focus points, let's call them focus tokens, right? It's this is the exchange, because the big thing is, if you're not getting like for like exchange, so if it's not, oh, I'm giving you pound sterling back, you're not going to work out what the difference is. It should be like for like. If you give right, so these are the focus points and this is the focus doubloons we're giving you, then the player base isn't going to get as hung up. It's a big thing when you're using real money compared to premium currency in free-to-play games. Yeah? Lose that.
But yeah, I mean, maybe they'll expand it, I don't know, into Viri or whatever, but then they can do that. So in fact, I would say the best way to do it would probably be to call a lock on the trees as we have them now, and that you have like an under tree, or a second level of tree, and that you can convert the excess on that tree into tokens for the second tree. That, as you're saying, yeah. But I would think because it bloody does. It's needed for things in your operator to make your operator tougher, to make your operator do more things. We need to have the point where everyone has even just one tree unlocked, completely unlocked, every node. I mean, waybounds would be better, but but
I also think we need to encourage the mentality of sometimes this stuff is going to go away, but when it goes away, it is for the better, right? Because it will be replaced with a better system. So right now, like I've got instances of my job where, here's a prime example, right? My job, one of the old projects, we had to release the updates for a website at 7 a.m. on the dot.
Okay.
Right? I didn't like this, because if something went wrong, it wasn't going to hit the 7 on the dot deadline. Right? That makes perfect sense, yeah?
Yeah.
So I instigated a new system that basically said, right, so before 7 o'clock on this date, it shows content A, and after 7 o'clock, it shows content B. Right? They were like, no. That means that we have to put more time into it. They've only paid for like an hour's worth of work. You shouldn't put more than an hour's worth of work. It's like it's only gonna take like 2 hours, right? It's like an extra 100% of the time. It's not that big a deal, right?
Yeah.
And no, you can't do that. Then we'll start losing money and shit like that. Right. I ignored them. I did it anyway, right? And I discovered a fault in the system, in another part of the system, preventing the site from going live. And I discovered this 2 months before the update needed to go live at that 7 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah?
Okay.
So had I not gone against what was told of me,
Right.
I wouldn't have come up with a better system, and we would have actually been in a much worse state. Right? What's the moral of the story, Drew? I really feel that people need to get accustomed to losing the old way of doing things for the better.
But
right?
I don't want to be like Destiny 2 that takes content out of the game.
I agree with that. But Destiny 2 is taking content out of the game and not replacing it.
Yeah, they are.
Right? With what?
Like they took two planets out, and they put in the Cosmodrome from Destiny 1.
No. That's not the same, right? We're adding new content in at the same time as taking stuff out.
Yeah.
I'm saying we're replacing the old stuff, right?
But they are.
It's
they
like
replace the old stuff with a new piece of content.
No. What I'm saying is you replace the planets with the same planet but better. Yeah.
So what is what you're saying about the whole point of that players should get used to losing out? What is being lost out?
So in this instance, I'm saying like, okay, right, you are losing all the experience I've done for the focus system in the last 4 years, right? You haven't touched the focus system in 4 years.
You can hear Reddit coming to kill you.
Exactly. That's my point, right? Reddit will just come after right. But, you haven't touched it in 4 years.
Well, DE haven't touched it. People might have been... I ground out my full maxed out thing, and I use it every mission. I play missions with nothing but my operator. What are you going to say to that person?
But we are giving your operator a completely new reworked focus system.
Yeah, but they're saying I did all that grinding before. I've been playing it for ages. Now I can't play it for ages. I have to regrind it.
And that's the point. Players need to be able to let go to this stuff. Otherwise, we'll just cling on to old derelict systems, right?
I mean, I think you are right. I mean, I'm looking at this Lisette, and I do want to get rid of this.
Yeah, but that's the point. You can't take away my Lisette. It's the pretty thing.
I spent forever making these noggles in coloured fashion.
Exactly.
Alphabetical coloured fashion.
Right? And players need to be able to let go of stuff. Because if they don't, right, we're just hoarding crap, right? I mean, I'd love to be able to turn to you and say, when was the last time you actually posed any of your Nendroids? But I know you don't do dust collectors at all. But the same goes for me, right? I have all these Nendroid models behind me. When was the last time I posed any of them, right?
So what you're saying is, poll for everyone at home, do I go around Xeno's with a big black bag and chuck his Nendroids in the bag?
Fuck you, right? You can pay me back for those. What are you replacing them with, Loz?
Rocks.
That's not equivalent exchange at all.
You gotta learn to let go.
There better be some really pretty rocks.
Why? You just gotta learn to let go. It's not the system you had before. These are the new posable rock droids. You just gotta learn to let go. Right,
but you get my
back to
point.
grind.
Yeah.
Back to grind. So yeah, let's have a look at the replies. I think we've gone through several bits of grind in the game now. Obviously, they're just talking about Cora. So first one. Cora. Took weeks to get all the parts, but I only did a few runs a day for my own sanity. So I could have gotten her faster if I tried. I'm going to fully admit my own... I don't like using the word, but privilege. I don't farm frames if they're too hard anymore. I cannot name the last frame I farmed. Yeah, I really can't.
Wait, you didn't even farm Hildren?
Bought it.
Garuda?
Bought it.
Sorry, no. Grendel, I swear you... No. I remember you whinging. No. I remember you whinging about those arbitration bullshit things.
Probably, and then I bought it.
Yeah.
So
Gauss.
So I bought it. Wisp.
What else did we have? Wisp.
Yep.
Fucking
Lavos.
Wisp was easy to get. What the fuck?
Bought it. Lavos bought it.
I don't even know how you get Lavos.
You buy it.
The market.
I think it was the event at Christmas. I don't know. I think it probably is still in there in Railjack missions. You do the big thing comes down with the AoE field of pointlessness.
What the
Railjack.
The Orphix.
Yeah.
Is that when Lavos came out?
Yeah, it came out at Christmas because that's when the alt helmet came.
Okay.
Let's have a quick look. Acquisition.
Is it like a
Lavos. Oh no. Lavos main and component blueprints are available from Father with Entrati standing. The main blueprint requires players to be acquaintance, while component blueprints are rank 3 associate. Oh, there you go. Okay, so it's just on
I wonder how many people were screaming in the comment section.
Maybe I'm wrong. I thought it was, or maybe it was just the alternative helmet you could get.
Probs.
I just bought it. I don't think I've even played Lavos. I really should. I was really looking forward to Lavos coming out, actually.
Not a guy, but GG to you too.
What?
That's what the thing says. Not a guy, but GG to you too.
Oh yeah, that. Yeah, I have no idea what that was about. I was like, buttons.
But GG means good game.
Yeah, I have no idea. People in their weird Rajax, weird place to meet people. Anyway. What's next? 6 months and 62 runs. Yeah, 62 runs. I only have Gauss's chassis. I've gotten 5 universal medallions. I'm fairly sure Gauss does not exist. He's literally the only frame I do not have at this point. Also, I just remembered I've spent over 2 years trying to get cryotic for the Cybear. When I get a resource booster, I actively farmed it, but I keep finding other uses for my cryotic, setting me back. Yeah, I will say, yep, I was about to say, my whole point of my talking about why I buy all these frames is that I do feel for these people, and I do not understand I've not had to suffer those grinds, so I'm not saying like, oh, it's easy, but the Cyber, I did exactly the same.
Sure.
What?
It's the dark sector defense on Pluto that which got more. No, that doesn't sound right. Maybe it isn't Sashura. But there's a node on Pluto that spawns. No, it's an excavation resource, isn't it? Yeah, the excavation on Pluto, it just gives you crap tons of cryotic.
Okay. Next, I once farmed Zephyr Prime systems for 11 hours straight. Full squads, but no luck.
So I can totally understand why this person doesn't have Gauss. It's because it's on disruption. And disruption means little duck. So, no.
Why? I once farmed Zephyr Prime systems. Oh, Zephyr Prime systems for that. So I was like, Zephyr comes from something. They missed the Prime, okay. Back when Blood Rush was stupid good and only attainable in Lua Spy Vaults, I spent a month on that. Wow. I've been grinding 3 days straight for a damaged Necromech engine. Shit's taking longer to get than the base Equinox. Wow. Oh, what? Okay. I actually randomly got drops of it, but I think Condition Overload is actually a really stupidly hard mod to farm for if you try, because it's like only from mobs in the. I know it's been nerfed again, but
I think it used to be.
Yeah, maybe it's changed it, but originally it was just a few mobs in the C Lab tile set. It was just crazy.
Yeah.
It was just better to buy it because instead of you doing the farming, you would let 1,000 people just play those missions, and somebody would be like, "Oh, mod, okay, I'll sell this."
Oh my god, sorry, this is so hard to read. Bear with 2 seconds.
That's so hard to read.
Deimos. Yeah, it used to be the Drekar Butcher.
Yes.
But now like a bunch of mobs on
Deimos drop it, does it?
Deimos drop it.
Fair enough. Well, it's been nerfed into the ground, I think. Who knows? Anyway, that's it for the replies on grinding. So yeah. All the crazy.
No, I don't.
If you at home would like to share your stories of crazy things that just wouldn't drop for you and spent forever or months grinding for, please let us know. I read every comment on an episode before we record the next episode of 10 o'clock, so you will at least know that your comment will have been passed through my eyes into my brain. Assessed. Some of them get read out, but not all of them.
I don't know.
Because I can't.
I don't know about you, but like I really feel that the reason why the grind. So yeah, I think the reason why the grind feels so much
Yeah.
is mostly because there's nothing to strive for. There's nothing to aim for, right? You
yes.
you get a Warframe within a few hours, right? And now you have another 4 months, no, 3 months, 3 months to wait for any hope of the next Warframe coming out.
Yeah.
So, okay, why the rush? Why did you have to get it within a day?
Because I needs it.
Or what?
Complete my collection.
I mean, seriously, if we had a thing where you could get the, gosh, what's the name of the damn thing? If you could do raids and things like that, if there were trials and stuff, events and things, then yeah, I totally get the desire to have the new Warframes within a day. But what are you going to use that Warframe for? Oh, to get the next Warframe in 3 months' time.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I think I spotted on the LDRLOz one, it says LDRLOz is the 45th unique Warframe, so I don't think even that makes sense anymore, because there's no content which goes, oh, you must bring a Ureli, you must bring a Valban, so having every Warframe is never an important part of the game.
Yeah, so what's the rush to get it now? Anyway, sorry, I think I'm going to... Right, cool, should we...
It's really important early on when you have one Warframe, getting your building your second Warframe, when you see the 3-day timer, you think, God, that takes forever. Oh, God, why is it so stupidly long? But when you're building your 12th Warframe and you've got 11 others to pick thing and play through, you just go, okay, build that. I'll just go level some other stuff and come back to that later, you know? So yeah. It depends where you are in the game and things. Why people feel they need things. I'm just lazy. But that's it for that topic. So I think we've gone over some grinds. And like I say, let us know at home about the grinds you feel in the game. Are they too long? Are they too short? If you got any horror stories, just let us know in the description of this video. No, in the comments of this video.
Yeah, could you pause it for a sec?
No, I can't.
Cool. Right. So let's move on to the graphs. So do you want to turn off the topics? Loz is like, what? Cool. So, graphs. Last week we asked, do you feel that Necromech's playstyle should be indistinguishable from Warframe's playstyle? And I thought I'd actually elaborate on the actual answers. Okay. Yeah. So we were talking about, like, you know, Necromechs and Warframes, they feel so similar to each other.
Really?
Like, yeah. Like, I wanted Necromechs to have 2 dual-wielding arc guns.
I don't think that would be all that different, but okay.
No, but it felt like, you know, oh, hey, you've got this big structure in front of you, more firepower in order to actually break that, and then you were like, hey, look, giant guns on the back of the Void Rig. Yeah, there you go.
Much like the deployed mode. I do agree with you that it's like Mesa a bit, but yeah, in fact, I'd love to see it deploy more, if that makes sense. It's the kind of thing, yeah, I like it being a big, clunky, immobile thing. So yeah. Anyway, what's the replies?
So 0% said yes, they should stay the same.
Yep.
13% said that they didn't care, and 88% said no. That doesn't add up. 88% said no, they should have their own niche. So
yeah, I definitely agree they should have a niche. I think they've got it's okay at the moment, but I'd like to see it expanded. You know.
Yep.
Especially like, finally we now have like a siege weapon, you know, of quality. So in fact, it should be rubbish at blowing up small units, but it should do bonus damage to giant robots and things, or flying things. Yeah.
The problem is the splash. Sorry, the
AOE
damage is not built for that.
Yeah. What do you mean? Is it not?
No, it's built based on element, whereas it okay.
Yes, you make a new element called siege damage. And most enemies have a 99% damage reduction to it, but ships have 1,000 times weakness to it.
Anywho, let's move on. So the next one is, how would you feel if DE gave Necromechs the ability to use arc wings?
Yes.
Which was the original topics. So 25% said positive, 33% said negative, and 42% said positive. Right? Sorry, neutral. Sorry, neutral. Yep.
Most people say no.
Well, no, most
It's
people
trending
say,
towards no. It's,
yeah, it is
apathy,
trending towards no.
apathy towards no.
Yep. Okay. So I'm in the no. Otherwise, what's the point in Arcwing? Make Arcwing great again. Right. The next one. Do you feel the affinity system is flawed, like Topic 2 describes? 17% said that they didn't care. 22% said no, and 61% said yes.
Yeah.
Again, I feel these numbers are wrong. Nope, they do kind of anyway. But yeah, so
Yeah, no, I agree. It can do with improvements. It needs a look in.
Yep. You wait. Which one did you press?
4, I think now.
No, three.
Oh, we've done 3. We're on 4.
Yeah, we're on 3.
No, we're not. We've done 3.
No, we haven't. We've done 2. That's 3.
We just did that.
No, we haven't.
Yeah, we did.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, 2. 2 is Necromax.
Yeah. So wait, did you just click on 4?
I was literally a second ahead of preempting you on 4. We've done 2. We've
Oh,
done
okay.
3. We're on 4.
Fine. I thought you were showing the wrong graphs. Right. Okay. Fine.
Oh, no.
Yeah, 4. Let's go to 4. Right. Okay. Cool. Do you like Hydron / Sanctuary Onslaught or Elite Sanctuary Onslaught to play casually?
Okay.
Right.
I see what you're trying to say. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. 8% said that they liked Hydron. 25% said that they like Elite Sanctuary Onslaught or just regular Sanctuary Onslaught. 33% said that they liked both, and 33% said that they didn't like either. So realistically, it's like 66% said that they like either or map, and 33% said that they don't like either.
But Hydron by itself is the least popular.
But Hydron by itself is the least popular.
Yes.
Cool. Right. And then the last one, how do you feel about the quantum former idea? Do you remember this?
Was this one that gave like... Oh, no, wait, which was this one? No, this was something that you built on the side. Yes, you saved up on the side, and it gave you several levels worth of one go or something?
Five, effectively 5 former.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can only have 1. So this was the idea we came up
Everybody
with.
gets 1.
So 9% said 1, 9% said 2. So this was on like it versus really like it.
Like it, 5-point scale.
Yes, a 5-point scale. So 18% were leaning towards not liking it. 30% were, in the middle. And then 52% were leaning towards liking it. So, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Cool.
Fixing all of Warframe's problems by adding in more form.
No, I find we predict. I swear, if you went back to the first 100 episodes of Warframe, that's 10 o'clock, you'd find like loads of suggestions like, oh, that's finally being added into the game. That's nice. We didn't suggest this at all in episode 33. Things like the modular armor. How long I've been going on about that. How long? How many years have I been saying, really good. You get a modular armor set and you build one, you chop it off and you get bits back. It's really easy to build, and you start really small and it would upgrade and get bigger and bigger. Oh, look, what are we getting?
Finally getting it.
Yep.
Cool.
I'm not sorry, I don't want to be big-headed about it, because I'm sure you could also probably go through the episodes and find loads of stupid ideas we've said that nobody would have put in the game and haven't been put. I'm not saying anything's bad.
I mean, hell, I still cringe at the first episode when I call them digital extreme.
Digital extreme. Yeah. They are
digital extreme. They are digital extreme.
They are extremely digital.
Every single time I hear it, I want to crawl into a ball and die.
So episode 500, should we do episode 2 as we did episode 1?
Oh my god.
No, anyway, let's move on. So that's it for the graphs. Graphs are off. Let us have a look at the supporter questions, starting with Ildanus. If after the new war, PoE is turned into a desolate, sentient open world, would you like to see a new Grineer open world on one of the other planets? Oh, okay. Yeah, it'd be cool, but if they do another open world, they can't take the same framework. It needs to be something different. They've done the framework that they've done, which they started with the planes to death. It would need to be something new.
I concur.
Yeah.
I feel that it needs to be a... Oh, God. I know Final Fantasy VII had this. In Final Fantasy VII, they had a system where you were... I think it was at the bottom of the Golden Saucer. There was like this desert.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you had to go out into the desert sort of thing. And if you didn't go in like a specific path, you would end up just the same one tile constantly.
Yeah,
Do you know what
it
I'm
was.
saying?
Yeah, there was patterns and paths and things, hidden
Yeah,
patterns.
yeah. So I kind of want something akin to that, where so if it's a desolate planet or something like that, you can't really see that far ahead of you, right? So you're effectively constantly treading, like logistically, game wise, you're constantly treading the same ground again and again and again. But you know, it feels like you're just going through this desert forever.
Yeah, I like that kind of concept, and I think we did a little bit of this when we talked about before Deimos came out. We were like suggesting ideas for an infested hive world where there'd be active hives and whatever. I like the idea of maybe center of the map is where this Grineer landing base is, and if you go out, then you too far, you hit the sandstorm, let's say, like you're suggesting. But I would also like that in Orbalis, you can capture points of the map. Yeah. In this, you can capture points of the map again, but they're quite close to the base. It literally is like, right, so you've got the core base, and it's like, right, we need to capture the next hill and put a turret on top or something. But it's done as a community thing. And if nobody defends it as a community, like everyone playing these maps, it will just retract into just the core base. And then randomly, different parts of the map will actually light up with, oh, there's going to be an event here. You know, if you, I don't know, maybe an asteroid will land here in a week. And you've got to go, right, okay, so we need to, everyone then has an incentive to capture all the points up to there before it lands to get the bonus.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Firefall. Firefall had this kind of thing where there was the core town, and it was called the melding. It was like this wall of energy, and you had to do events to eventually push it back, and you would open up whole new quest hubs and cities if people put the effort in, push back the melding.
I think another thing I would really like to see is, gosh, how do I explain this? Effectively, so this is something that they could do, is let's make it out of tiles, right? So you can't possibly see the entire open world, right? But each tile is like a different shape, and there's none of the whole, oh well, these tiles can't go together kind of. So basically, it's very much like ESO, where it's destroying the tiles behind you.
Yeah.
Right? So it's constantly rebuilding the world around you as you move. And that way it can be like much, much bigger. Because the problem is, with a lot of the open worlds that exist now, they don't feel that big because you can see the entire environment. And in order to see the entire environment, they have to limit what the world is doing.
Yeah.
Whereas if you can't see the edge of the world due to these sandstorms or this constant,
you need something like that, some fog. The moors. Sorry.
You could just go like, yeah, you're just constantly going from one tile to another. So you're hitting like cliff edges and things like this, and like, oh, okay, so you got to go through this passageway in the cliffs, and effectively it's just loading up another tile in front of you. You just haven't got there yet. I think the biggest trick DE would have to do in order for that to work is, I don't know what the technical name for it is. The best way I can describe it is, do you remember, surely you've played the original Half-Life?
Yeah.
Right, you know when you go down corridors and all of a sudden it would just go loading?
Yeah.
Right? Effectively, it's loading a whole new map.
Yeah.
Right? Except you were in a specific position, right? You were facing a specific way and things like that. Effectively, DE would need to do that sort of thing seamlessly.
Yeah, games that kind of do that. They load the open world further than you can see it loading, and so it's sort of like a big ring around you that loads the next section, then closes the next section as you come away from it. But it's
the best
done so
example.
far. The best example I know the way they did that is Jack and Daxter on the PS2 did that. You
Never
loaded into the
played it.
game once, and that was it. There was no loading screens for the entire world. It was a massive world. So as you move through the world, it was like, oh, you're close to that, so you may enter that node, so I'll load that next map. And then as you go away in the other direction, it'll go like, okay, I'll unload that, and then I'll load this. So but before you even get there, it's loaded it in. It's done really beautifully.
So there were no tricks because, like, Soul Reaver 2 did trick, or the whole Soul Reaver franchise did the same trick. But the thing is, they bottlenecked you at the doors.
Doors, yeah. See that doors, yeah.
Right. So Jack and Daxter didn't have that.
Nope.
Right. The only other example I can give is, oh gosh, it's
Mass
in
Effect did it with lifts.
That could work. I'm talking about the same the lift in Fortuna as well as the airlock in Cetus.
Well, we don't
That's
have
the
any
same
lift fights in Warframe, do we? Our lift fights.
No, we should.
Lift fights would be cool.
Yeah. I mean, what happens if it was the Ropodopolis 2?
In the lift.
It's flying around you, and you're in a lift trying to get off Jupiter or something. How cool would that be?
I'm sure we come across source. Anyway, there's also the point. Sorry for Mildanis. It's just a good point. It's got us going. It's good. Also, it's the same thing. And if so, which planet would you want it to be on? I think we said like Mars or Phobos, probably for our sandstorm idea.
I'm gonna say Europa. I like the idea of snow.
Snow would be cool. And also, I for one would love to see Mars as an open world and explore some of those colony buildings you can see in the skybox. Oh yes, skyboxes have things in. Needs to be done, yeah. Moving on, Zrugel says, before I read out Zugel's question, I just want to ask our lovely audience. So it's done with like medieval fonts. I'm going to describe. Before I read out Zrugel's question, I just want to ask our lovely audience to melee that life button? That says life button. To melee that life button and fire off a comment down below. I promise we read all of them.
I'm assuming he means melee the like button.
There's life. That's definitely an F, even in the funny font.
Does it also say melee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. Also, as Rugel says, is otak and otaku.
Probably.
Thalian asks, is Maru a weeaboo?
Yes.
Thalian also asks, on a more serious note, a discussion came up that players are able to access the Steel Path mission without actually first unlocking the Steel Path itself. They simply take a taxi with players that have unlocked the Steel Path. This gives those player access to Steel Essences, should be Essences, and even Gun Arcanes. But the downside...
So what are we talking about? What are they getting access to?
Steelies.
What? Steelies.
They're stealing
I'm with you now.
They're
stealing Steelies. It's not good.
Stealing Steelies, and even gun widgets. But the downside is that the Steel Path shop does not unlock until you officially unlock the Steel Path. The result is that some players are complaining that they have this currency that they cannot even use despite being supposedly competent enough to take on the difficulty. They can't use arcanes because they can't buy unlockers from the store. Do you think the solution is to allow these players access to the store before they unlock it, just because they have the currency, or should DE prevent players that have not unlocked the Steel Path from being taxied to it?
The latter.
I'm totally with the latter.
I'm sorry, like I keep
has
saying,
always just been a bit of a niche, weird thing of the game, and they just overlook it sometimes when it happens. And so people are like, oh, I've gained this one thing if I abuse a friend who's finished it, and now I'm getting this resource from clearly a mission I'm not supposed to be in. You must now provide me with all things this resource enables me to do. No. I think it's very nice you can get some Steel Essences, and yes, if you want to spend time in Steel Path instead of unlocking Steel Path, then you can save up some Steel Essences when you do, but you can do nothing else. I would ban it completely, but if they want to stack it up, stack it up. Go play the game. Just unlock it. Why do we have to spend time to go and change the game to allow people who abuse a system in the game to get stuff they're not supposed to have, when if they just go play the game, they can just unlock it normally and then they can get access to the shop? Why is this even thought about? Either ban them from being able to do that, or just go, whatever, don't care.
No. You see, like, you should, what I should do, what you expected me to do in 100 hours time, I should be able to do right now.
Yep. Yep, I have one Steel Essence. This means you need to unlock the entire Steel Essence shop, and then, oh my god, the prices for these Steel Essence things are too expensive. I only have one Steel Essence. I demand everything in the shop only costs one Steel Essence.
I think realistically, what we should do is we should
just give it
point
to me
them
for free right now.
We should point them to Cookie Clicker, and that way they can get all the cookies immediately.
Well, that's it from the order questions. We'll move on to last week's comments from the video.
Yep.
So Benjamin Smarridge, Loz. Xeno's emblem isn't a dinosaur with the number 8 on it.
Yeah,
it's the logo of the adult toy brand Bad Dragon. Yep. Bad fucking dragon. Lol. Edit. The logo is mirrored in the emblem, which might be how it got past the approval phase.
Yep.
That, or whoever approved it, is a furry. Probably the name of the movie. Oh, yeah, sorry, probably. Also, you know the first time meme, you know, where people are being hanged, it's like, first time?
Yeah.
So, Benjamin Smarsh lets you know the name of the movie for the first time meme is The Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Okay.
I have to watch that to find out more. So, humor me a second. Chris Mahan says 4 days ago, maybe if they bring raids back, they can make necromechs required for parts of them somewhere and how. Okay. Chris Mahan 4 days ago says, also, I would much rather leave primaries and secondaries behind to take an art gun. Good on you, Chris Mahan.
Yes.
Chris Mahan 4 days ago, also, I don't see why everyone complains about enemies running away. It's not hard to chase them and kill them and, play the game, lol. Chris Mahan also 4 days ago says, I use Terrify all the time. You can just edit the comment and add the extra stuff in. I will read it. I don't know if you're trying to be nice to us and game the system by giving us more comments, but you can just edit it, Chris. It's fine. I read the comments. I will read every comment you put.
Also, did Chris put in the timestamps?
No.
So, just for everyone's benefit, if you put timestamps in, if you refer to something that we have no idea what you're talking about, we can just click on the timestamp and then instantly go, I don't remember saying that.
Like the minute, so say it was 42, so the 2 double dots, and then 32 seconds, YouTube will go, oh yeah, you mean that? And it clicks us a link, and it'll click it, and it'll take us straight to 42:32 for us. 42 minutes, 32 seconds for us to find what you meant. Okay, moving on to Droogle. It makes me happy to hear other people were annoyed with Josh Hayes' video about games that get better after time investment. Not only should it be noted that 100 hours into a game shouldn't be a bad thing if you enjoy it. And if you don't enjoy it, then don't play it. Plus, the more you add to the beginning few hours of the game, the more you overwhelm new players. Don't worry, Droogle.
Nods, cough.
I will be giving you something to beat the stupid video. I'm gonna separate out. I'm gonna do a separate video. But yes, that one is I'm so with you on it, Droogle. It's just so short-sighted. And also, in fact, actually,
no. Do you want to save this?
No,
okay.
I'll say one point. I'll say one point. I'm gonna find it. In fact, I'll say it because anyone out there who can find this for me would be really helpful, right? So the Josh Hayes video says about like, if you've got 100 hours of play and use something that's later on, you should bring it forward, chop it down, bring it to the player straight away. Now, there is an interview somewhere with Steve Sinclair from Digital Extremes where he's talking about Plains of Eidolon, and he literally says in it that he didn't want players to see all the stuff that advertising for Plains of Eidolon come into the game and be like, I've got to play 10 whatever hours to get access to that. That is why the Plains of Eidolon sits right there as like the third node, so you can get access to it quickly, even though it completely butchers the Plains of Eidolon because there's not really anything for you to do that. It's literally a cul-de-sac. It should, in fact, I've made another thing out for you. It should be off to a side, not on the path to the bloody junction. It should be like, this is clearly a dead end, but it's there for you to experience, right? But still, so that video literally contradicts what Chris Hayes is saying.
No, Josh Strife.
Josh Strife Hayes. Because literally, that was their intention. They saw something that they wanted to put later on, and they brought it forward, and even he in the video says, I don't know what I'm doing here. Yes, because they did what you wanted. They brought the content forward to the early player, and you didn't know what to do with it. So literally, he's just so wrong on that. But if anyone also is aware of that footage or can hint me in the right direction or knows of it, because it was Steve Sinclair in an interview about Plains of Eidolon being released. Anyone who knows about it, let me know, because I want to include that.
Was it post-release?
It was post-release, him explaining about it, because He wanted players to see the advertisement, because that was the first time they did the Times Square one, and it got the big Planes of Ireland, what is this? And he wanted it so that new players can access it quickly. And it's such a perfect example. I don't know who he was interviewing with, but it was definitely Steve in an interview.
So the only ones that I can think of, I don't remember.
We can have a look later. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just thinking it could either be a PC Gamer interview.
Yes, that kind of thing, yeah.
Or there was one time Magamu went up and interviewed both Rebecca and Steve.
Yes.
And then there's the No Clip one as well, which again it could be. But
yeah, I mean, I'll have a look for these, but if anyone knows of which one it is, like, oh yeah, I remember that as well, Loz, let me go, it's in this. Please give it to me, because I need it so much. It's going to be so good. But also, Zrugal, go watch his video on parasitic design and let me know what you think.
No. You're not allowed to do that.
That's the one I'm tearing down first. Right, anyway, moving on. I think that's it. Ichiska. Hey, Loz and Xeno. Wanted to let you know that every time you have mentioned that players should load into Warframe from the Railjack by default, you keep saying to drop the Lisette. I believe you mean drop the Orbiter, as the Lisette is basically the loading screen between missions and the location we normally reside in.
Nope. The Orbiter is down the ramp. The Lisette is the top of the ramp.
Yeah, so everything down there, that's the Orbiter.
That's the Orbiter.
And this section is actually your Lisette connected to your Orbiter. There's actually an animation they never used of it docking.
Not only that, the ramp that you walk down, that on the other side of it is actually, you can see it on the screen there where Loz is actually hooking into it. So that actually rotates around. That's supposed to be. They've said in past dev streams that is where the underside of the thing is. What?
So you mean the player mold, the jelly mold for the frame?
Yes.
So that's up there, is it? That rotates down.
No, underneath the ramp.
Oh, underneath the ramp.
Under the ramp, right? So under the ramp, it rotates. This is what they have said in an interview. Not in an interview, a dev stream. They have never shown it, but that's where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And that is how you get back onto the set. But whenever we are exploring the set, we are always 100% of the time docked with the Orbiter. At one point in time, well, for the longest time, Ordis used to say, "Don't worry, I'll keep the Orbiter safe in the void."
Yeah.
So the idea was that the Lisette was technically docked to the Orbiter while the Orbiter was always in the void. Very much like the TARDIS from Doctor Who, right?
Yeah.
So the inside was always because it was using the void to keep the Orbiter.
Yeah.
But they decided to remove that line, which we only discovered, I think it was like episode 250 when D.E. Drew pointed out, I was like, yeah, have you not noticed that line's gone? I was like, holy shit, it has.
Yeah.
Yeah. Down there.
So we literally mean get rid of this top bit. So that bit down there where you've got your arsenal and things, you could still have that. And you can seeing as you go from your railjack to down there, that could stay fine. You literally just lose this bit up here. And when you load in, you'd load in your railjack, and then you could go down into the Orbiter.
Yeah.
Oh, right. But thank you very much, Ichiska. Yeah. I might find that a thing if you want the locking thing. I might get Drew to put it in the comments. Faber. Sorry, Faber. Damn it. I'm F.Aber, but I changed my name last week, so I'm sorry if you couldn't find a player with that name. Totally forgot about that survey thing. So why we remind people, when you do the comments, you must get your in-game name right. That's it.
I think I may have submitted it before Faber actually changed their name.
But maybe it'll go through, yeah.
I mean, they haven't contacted me saying that it hasn't gone through. I don't think they have.
We'll see. Yeah, but that's the important thing of, go get that in-game.
When did Faber reply?
3 days ago.
It's quite possible they've already had it.
Yeah. And lastly, Strombershell, my question about topic 1 is, has the affinity system always been a problem, or has the player mentality changed? Because the affinity system hasn't changed recently. I don't think DE should fix something unless there's a consensus that it's broken. So it's more, I would say it's always been kind of just, we accepted it, but now looking at it, because it's not It's not that it ever is directly a problem, but we set the system like this, and over time, more features and game modes have been added, and now we've ended up at a point where it is almost optimum to not play the game based on that system from yonks ago.
Yeah, I agree with what Loz says. I don't think there's a huge systematic problem with the focus system, mostly because you go to ESO, you go to Hydron, and you're able to level up your stuff there really quickly. But it doesn't negate the fact that if you were to do this by yourself, you don't have that luxury.
No, it doesn't negate the fact that you don't want to be the one killing things. It's more efficient. If you wanted to level all your equipment equally, it's more efficient not to kill things, is the problem.
Yeah, but the point I'm trying to highlight is the fact that you're talking very small time difference.
No?
Yeah, go to ESO.
Oh, I think it depends. Yeah, if everyone, that's the thing. If everyone in ESO is equally trying, it negates the whole thing. But it's one of these weird, like, what's the term? Thought experiments, right? You've got 4 people, right? And there's 2 bars. It's reward and effort, right? As long as everyone is giving maximum effort, everyone gets an equal reward. But one player can reduce their effort down to 0, and it actually increases their reward, right? So it's a trust exercise almost.
But everyone, the player base love their EP numbers. They want to do the most damage. And
yes, that's
the most skills. So I think we're fine. We're fine.
But it still doesn't. The thing is, they're still lazy people, and they get the most reward because of the way the system works. You know, they're actually being more efficient by being lazier.
I mean, if you call not playing the game rewarding, I mean, sure.
There's some people. Right, but that's it from the comments. We're all done there. So let's move on. Think on. That's beautiful, beautifuls.
So where are we? The memes 51. No, crap, that's 42. So, yep, number 1.
Exactly how it made me feel. So I made it a meme. Me accidentally picking the wrong mission while lich hunting and blasting him for 5 million damage before I realise and leave. The level 1 Frontier Lancer minding his own business on E Prime. So if you don't know, that's from Watchmen, and it's Dr. Manhattan?
Yeah, it's Dr. Manhattan.
Dr. Manhattan using his galaxy power to blow up, I think it's Rorschach there. You know, who's just a normal person. You know, so he doesn't stand a chance. But yeah. So that's how it feels when you bring the superpowers down to 4 level 1 Frontier Lancer on E Prime.
Right.
Xeno is confused.
Yeah, no. I think I get it. So basically,
overkill.
Yeah, so I'm assuming he didn't want to go to E Prime.
No, he was farming liches. No, he was so it was a different node. He needed to click the node, and then he needed to click the lich version of the map. But he clicked the normal version of the map.
Right. Now I understand. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's hilarious.
Right, meme number 2. And then 100 times over once again. This is perfect, actually, for this episode. How many times are you going to do the same mission for that one frame part? 100 times over, and 100 times again.
Oh, God.
I was like,
is that Black Pearl?
Yes. Oh. Good old pirates meme. Gotta get a pirates meme in there. Right, meme number 3. I'm going to see if I can say this. Okay, so, actually, how's this titled? This is titled... Oh, yeah. It's Big Brain Time. Frost! How can your globe stop a bullet? Heat, temperature, kinetic energy are linked to each other. In simplest terms, we can cool a substance. Its temperature drops and causes a decrease in the something energy and its consistent in molecules. Temperature is, in fact, a measure of kinetic energy in the molecules. Absolute zero is the lowest something, a thermodynamic temperature scale, a state which something of a cooled thing, ideal their minimum vacuum. His fundamental nature, something have minimum something rotation, maintaining something countercool, 0 point energy induced particle, something kinetic energy back to credited by term kinetic energy caused by object particle energy, something lying in force thing. Then Beth Magic.
Beth Magic.
Beth Magic. That's how he
Beth Moraine.
He stops it with Beth Magic.
Beth Moraine.
Right. Yep. Meme before. Finally have one of these, which is the Virgin versus Chad meme. Have you ever seen one of these before? You never seen one of these before?
Yeah.
So, fun frame is better than sweet frame. Oh, sweat frame. Also, this post is not on an attack on those who like to grind and all that. God, I've picked good memes for this week for grind and all that. This is just towards the people who poop on others for their playstyle. We Tenno must stick together. Moon children together strong. The Virgin power frame tard must calculate percentages. Meta is the only way. Sacrifice fun in exchange for those red crits. Ridicules others for their playstyle. Main frame, gear and builds. Non-stop grind. If the damage is less than 5 decimals, it's not worth using. Only uses the best gear frame.
Wait, if it's less than 5 decimals?
Yes. I think they mean like...
Maybe mid digits?
No, they mean in standard form. So in standard form, you would make it 5.0, and that still doesn't work.
I think I mean
right.
5 digits.
5 digits. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I think you're right. So that versus the Chad front frame mastermind plays a frame purely for fashion and fun factor. Hey, this puddle dude is pretty cool. Grendel is pretty cool. This weapon is fun. These devs are handsome, pretty, and also very talented and cool. I'm going to give them my money to support them. Woag, they released a new skin for this frame. Awesome. Oh god, I can't see if I can get this really tiny one in the corner. Oh, here we go. You think the devs know some of us want to have intercourse with the flesh robots? I guess is what a frame is, because I kind of want to go to Pound Town with the booty ghost. Do you think the devs not only but also want to smoosh the flesh robot? Okay, whatever.
What the hell? Okay.
See why that was hidden in there in the small text. Very hard to read in VR.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, play things for fun is yeah. No one should. In fact, wow, I didn't realize there's a theme going this week. Right, so that's that. Moving on to the next meme. Oh no, is that 4? So we're on 5?
Yeah.
5? Yes, we're on 5.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, I didn't realize there was such a. Oh, hang on, what's happened here? Theme going this week.
What?
Let me just refresh my pages. I have problems. I think when I've got two. If I angle these wrong, because I think one hand. It tries to do things with this hand, but then this hand's moving. So yeah. Anyway, apparently being a Hydroid main is wrong. So one person on Reddit says, Hydroid main. Next person says, oh, well, there's nothing wrong with loving Hydroid if you main him. To each their own. I, for one, know a lot of people that hate Nyx. Third person comes in. Nah, that is. His 1 was nerfed with corrosive change and they added impact procs to it, making enemies flop around. His 2 is pointless. His 3 is slow and just slow. Also prevents other frames abilities from affecting enemies. And his 4 makes enemies flare around, making them harder to hit. Does horrible damage. And get this, prevents them from getting status procs. Like, that's just awful. And then you get the poor person going, shut the fuck up. Please, shut the fuck up. He's just trying to make a guy feel better for playing Hydroid.
Oh,
why you gotta play him so deep, man? This wants people to enjoy Puddle Boy.
Yep.
And then, right, it's just my hand again. Yeah. Final meme of the week. Oh, I've lost my memes. There's my memes. There we go. Final meme of the week. It too be like that sometimes. Warframe beginner. So, when will I know how to play? 100+ hours player. That's the neat part. You don't. Oh, yes, you were. Sorry, I was like, he's gone silent. Have I got internet issues? And you were just laughing off screen.
Oh my god! No, I think the noise cancellation was like, yeah, he's laughing quite loudly. Let's kill that.
That's just background noise.
that is. I love this one a lot. This one's amazing. And have you seen Invincible?
No, I really should.
You really should.
Yeah.
You really should. Cool. Where are these laws?
That's all right. I've just spotted something which I'll know for you. So all of these are from the r/meme frame subreddit. Anytime you want to joke There's just fresh memes there every day. Even every few hours, people make a meme. You'll also find some videos on there for memes as well. In fact, one of them will be linked below in the description of this video, which I refer to as the secret meme of the week. And I really like the one this week.
Do you want to have a quick look at it?
Yeah, have a quick look at it. It is definitely. So do check out there if you ever just want to burn some time. People are doing some great stuff putting memes on there. To check if Xeno's laughing.
Is there any sound?
I don't know.
No.
No. Oh yeah, there's sound.
Oh no. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Or if you're ever bored and you want a bit of a laugh or a chuckle, r/meme-frame subreddit has got your back. So please, all the links to the memes this week and the secret meme are in the description below to help you get there sooner. So now, with no further ado, sorry, you're gonna do the meme?
To be like that. To be like that.
Right, well, that is it for the lovely jubbly memes, but also we will now move on to the additional cool stuff that we get to see this week, which is Xeno with the community shoutouts from Twitter. He hunts, he scours through Twitter for all the beautiful artworks. You don't have to. So, let us go to the first one. Is this?
So, this is Nef Anyo by Archer. So, yeah.
Unfortunately, Nef Anyo will not be participating in the new war alongside his corpus comrades. He's a little preoccupied.
Yeah.
Have you seen the cup?
Yep. Number one dad, Smash. Ureli and Nidus pictures. The God, what's his name? John Prodman body pillow.
Yep.
No, I freaking love that one.
Brilliant.
Amazing. The second community shout out. The memes are still on. Do you want to turn the memes off?
Oh, turn the memes off. Okay. Yeah.
Cool. The second community shout out. I have dubbed Rip and Tear is by Saint Ste. So very vibrant colors. Honestly, I love the use of this, and I love the angle that they use. I can't remember what weapon that is that's going through the leaper, but yeah, it's sword and things.
Oh, was that the one they gave out on TennoCon?
I honestly can't remember. It's kind of like a meat cleaver meets a hacksaw kind of thing.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
Cool.
Can't remember the name of it. So many names.
Yeah. The third community shout out is Atlas by Leonidax Zero.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I this is amazing. It's incredible. I mean, skipped head day, more like. Just the neck. Yeah. But kept the bacon. The fourth community shout out is Domestic Drone by Cobalt. I want them. I want DE to, for April Fools, make all the domestic drones into domestic drones, and they're just screaming at the players that have domestic drones.
You're breathing my air.
Tenno, did you think it would be this easy? Yep. The fifth community shout out is Little Valkyr by Rittens. Yeah. I very much like the style with this one. I think it's hand drawn and then scanned in, but if it's not, I mean, God knows what drawing application they're using. And then last but not least, and because we had him on last week, we had Shading Practice by Maud of the Wild.
We should have them on at some point. They just...
Oh my fucking God, you bloody... Yep. So
that's really good.
Yeah, just little floating frost. Cool. So that's it for the community shoutouts. That's it for today's episode.
Yep.
And yeah, we will, see everyone next week. Don't forget to check out Kampai Cast if you're into anime. The second one will come out this Friday. The same time, it's like 2 p.m. British time, 9 a.m. Eastern time. And yeah, cool. So that's it.
Awesome.
Say goodbye, Loz.
Goodbye, everyone. And we'll see you next week. Hopefully, hopefully there's a dev stream coming soon. We're in a bit of a
Yep.
lull. Sisters, I feel has been a great update, but I just want to miss the It's one of the greatest things, I
Quest.
think.
He wants
Warframe.
Quest. He needs Quest. Where's New War?
No, no. I want to say I don't miss Quest. I miss the interaction with the devs. It's one of the greatest things Warframe had. I think it pulled me in at the start, and it's just it's almost been we're heading up. We're a month and a half. We'll be heading towards 2 months soon, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just feel that's too long. I really miss it. Even I just want to hear Steve just like geek out on like all of his plans. That's all I want to hear. But yeah, so bye everyone. Hopefully soon the drought of information will be over.
Bye.
Goodbye.